Hello everyone! Today we're venturing into the lush vineyards of Japan to see how farmers produce some of the most exquisite and often quite expensive grapes in the world. Synonymous with meticulous care and premium quality, Japanese grape farms are renowned for delivering perfectly uniform, sweet, and pristine bunches, sometimes selling for jaw-dropping prices. What goes into crafting these luxury grapes, and why do connoisseurs pay so much for them? Join us as we explore the entire process, from the careful pruning of vines to the moment a high-end bunch is carefully packaged for sale. By the end, you'll understand how centuries of farming tradition, combined with modern techniques, yield these coveted top-tier grapes. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the fascinating world of premium farming and extraordinary foods. In Japan, fruit isn't just a snack, it's a cultural symbol of gift-giving and prestige. Grapes, particularly high-end varieties like Ruby Roman or Muscat of Alexandria, are often sold in specialty fruit shops or premium gift catalogs. Single bunches can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars in auctions, reflecting both rarity and artistry in cultivation. The public associates these grapes with impeccable sweetness, perfect shape, and consistency, which sets them apart from typical supermarket fare worldwide. This cultural dimension fuels farmers to adopt intensive growing methods, ensuring each bunch meets exacting standards. It's not merely about yield, but also about visual perfection, flavor intensity, and a sense of luxury. Farms often maintain smaller-scale operations, emphasizing quality over quantity to protect the brand's reputation for excellence. In some Japanese gift-giving traditions, a single bunch of Ruby Roman grapes might be presented to a business associate to symbolize respect and appreciation. The recipient often feels deeply honored, recognizing the labor and expense that went into producing that one flawless bunch. Japan's climate varies from north to south, but many premium vineyards cluster in regions like Yamanashi, Nagano, and Ishikawa. These areas offer moderate rainfall, ample sunshine, and cool nights during the fruiting season, conditions that nurture balanced sweetness and acidity. Farmers carefully select grape varieties tailored to local conditions. Ruby Roman, for instance, is prized for large ruby red grapes with high sugar content. Muscat of Alexandria is revered for its aromatic sweetness and translucent appearance. Special hybrids may also be grown, combining desirable traits of color, size, and disease resistance. In Yamanashi Prefecture, some farmers experiment with crossing Muscat of Alexandria with a local breed. This hybrid inherits the muscat's sweet aroma while developing a slightly thicker skin, making it more resilient against heavy rains. Before planting, vineyard owners test soil pH and structure to confirm optimal conditions for grapes, often amending soil with organic matter or adjusting pH as needed. Trellising systems, like pergolas or vertical shoot positioning, are installed to support vines and ensure proper airflow around clusters. Grape saplings or grafted cuttings, chosen for rootstock vigor, are spaced methodically, leaving enough room for canopy development and facilitating orchard practices like pruning or bagging. You'd be surprised how organized these vines are. They've got more space planning than my apartment in Tokyo. Precision in vineyard layout helps maximize sunlight exposure and reduce disease incidence. One farmer might test the soil in different parts of the same vineyard, discovering that the pH varies slightly. They then apply a custom mix of compost and lime to one section, while another area receives compost and sulfur, ensuring each vine gets exactly what it needs to thrive. From the start, Japanese farmers approach grape production with an eye toward uniformity and shape. They train vines carefully, guiding shoots along wires or overhead trellises. Strategic pruning eliminates unnecessary growth, directing the plant's energy into fewer, higher quality clusters. During winter dormancy, major pruning sets the vine structure for the coming season, controlling bud count to match production goals. In spring and early summer, additional thinning, removing excess shoots or leaves, maintains ideal density. These steps allow sunlight to reach developing bunches evenly, fostering better coloration and sweetness. A vineyard worker might remove budding shoots on the underside of the vine's trunk to prevent low-hanging clusters, which are more prone to soil splash or pest contact. By focusing energy on upper shoots, the resulting clusters are healthier and more uniform. Arguably, the most crucial aspect of Japanese grape farming is the meticulous thinning process. Growers deliberately remove weaker or extra grape clusters, leaving just one or two per shoot, sometimes only a few total clusters per vine. This reduces overall yield, but drastically increases sugar concentration and size in the remaining grapes. Farmers also remove or trim individual berries within a cluster if they appear misshapen or slow to develop. Each cluster must exhibit uniform size and color for maximum visual appeal. This hands-on, labor-intensive approach contributes significantly to the high price of Japanese grapes. In a typical scenario, a grower might initially see 4 potential clusters forming on one shoot. After evaluation, they decide to keep only one cluster. Later, they might even remove a few uneven berries within that cluster, ensuring a picture-perfect bunch by harvest time. One hallmark of Japanese grape farming is the use of protective bags. Once clusters begin forming, growers slip each bunch into a specialized paper or plastic bag. These bags shield grapes from pests, insects, excessive sunlight, and environmental pollutants. They also help maintain consistent moisture levels around the developing fruit. Some bags feature small ventilation holes or treated surfaces that deter fungal growth. This bagging method, though time-consuming, is integral to achieving blemish-free, evenly colored fruit without the need for heavy pesticide use. It also enhances the grape's aesthetic by preventing cosmetic damage. On a typical morning, a vineyard worker might set out with a stack of protective paper bags. They gently cradle each young cluster, slipping the bag over it and fastening it with a small tie. If they notice any sign of fungal spots, they'll switch to a bag with a breathable surface, ensuring the cluster has proper ventilation. This detailed practice can be repeated hundreds or even thousands of times in a single vineyard, underscoring the labor-intensive nature of Japanese grape production. Grapevines are sensitive to temperature swings, especially around flowering and ripening stages. Some vineyards leverage plastic or net covers to moderate climate extremes, while overhead misting or micro sprinklers reduce heat stress on scorching summer days. Irrigation typically ensures vines never experience drought, critical for consistent berry size. However, farmers must avoid overwatering, which can dilute flavors. Achieving the right balance is a fine art. Too little water can lead to small berries. Too much hampers sugar development and could cause splitting. A high-tech vineyard in Nagano may have automated sensors that detect soil moisture and ambient temperature. If the temperature climbs above a set threshold, say 30 degrees Celsius, the system automatically triggers a light mist over the vines to cool them down. Conversely, if rainfall is heavy one week, Growers may skip irrigation cycles entirely to prevent oversaturation. Japan's humid summers pose threats like powdery mildew and black rot. Farmers adopt integrated pest management, combining timely fungicide sprays with orchard hygiene, removing fallen leaves or fruit, and ensuring good airflow via strategic pruning. Protective bagging also limits insect access, reducing pesticide dependence. Regular vineyard inspections help detect early signs of pests or diseases, enabling precise interventions. Some advanced growers employ drones or sensors for rapid monitoring, though many still rely on traditional close-up observation. Maintaining pristine, disease-free clusters is vital for the premium market. A vineyard worker might walk row by row each morning, checking the underside of leaves for powdery mildew. If any spores are found, they'll immediately remove and dispose of the infected leaves, then apply a mild fungicide. By catching the issue early, they avoid larger outbreaks that could threaten the entire harvest's quality. As the season advances, farmers measure sugar content bricks using handheld refractometers or lab tests. They also gauge acidity levels and visual cues like berry coloration or elasticity. Achieving the perfect sugar-acid ratio underpins the grape's renowned taste. Picking typically commences early in the morning or late afternoon to avoid midday heat. The short harvest window demands efficiency. Grapes must be promptly cooled or transported to packing sheds. With limited volume per vine, each cluster is precious, handled with utmost care to prevent bruising or detachment of berries. Imagine a vineyard crew heading out before sunrise, refractometers in hand. They test a sample berry from each row. If the bricks reading is between 18 and 20, a target range for sweetness, they mark those vines for immediate harvest. However, if the berries are slightly under that range, they'll wait a day or two, continuously monitoring the sugar levels until they're just right. Harvest teams, often wearing gloves and wielding small shears, gently snip grape clusters at the stem. Each bunch is placed onto padded trays or baskets to minimize friction. Some farmers even cradle clusters individually to keep them from touching hard surfaces. Any subpar clusters or blemished berries discovered mid-harvest are culled. Only the best continue to final packaging, reflecting a zero-tolerance approach for visual or taste defects. This rigorous selection cements Japanese grapes' reputation for excellence. In some vineyards, workers receive training on how to hold and cut clusters. They may learn to angle the shears so the stem doesn't bruise adjacent berries. If, during harvest, a worker spots a single berry with a minor defect, perhaps a small insect bite, they might remove just that berry or exclude the entire cluster if it's too close to other imperfections. The ultimate goal is perfection in every box. With harvest completed, grapes move to packing facilities. Workers examine each bunch, trimming stray stems or slightly repositioning berries to achieve a flawless look. Protective foam nets or shaped plastic holders cradle each cluster, preventing any jostling in transit. High-end grapes may be sold in single cluster boxes lined with tissue paper and accompanied by authenticity tags. Others are placed in small clamshells or gift boxes with brand logos and farm details. Labels often display variety, region, and producer pride. Some brands even include the farm's story or cultivation method. In a typical high-end packing house, each grape cluster undergoes a final inspection under bright lights. Any stray vine bits are removed with small scissors, and if a berry is slightly off angle, a gloved worker will gently twist it into place for that perfect bouquet shape. For luxury gift sets, the cluster is then nestled in a cushion of soft packaging, sometimes with a handwritten note from the farmer, sealing the sense of premium craftsmanship. In Japan, fruit is a common and prestigious gift, with department stores and specialty fruit shops prominently displaying perfect specimens. Certain premium grape varieties undergo auctioning, particularly the earliest or highest graded harvest. Record-breaking prices draw media coverage, further elevating the fruit's status. Wealthy consumers, corporations, or gift-giving traditions drive these sales. Recipients appreciate the dedication and craftsmanship behind each bunch, cherishing grapes not just for taste, but also as a luxury symbol. The festival-like atmosphere around first harvest auctions underscores how prized these grapes can be. During a famous auction event in Ishikawa Prefecture, the very first bunch of ruby Roman grapes might sell for thousands of dollars. News channels cover the winning bid, often featuring interviews with both the winning bidder, who might be a local business owner wanting to generate media buzz, and the proud farmer who nurtured the grapes to perfection. While the priciest grapes stay within Japan, some farmers and exporters also cater to international markets. Overseas buyers, particularly in Asia, value the uniqueness and impeccable quality of Japanese grapes. However, strict phytosanitary rules, high freight costs, and short shelf life make exports tricky. Despite these challenges, global interest grows. Foodies and fruit enthusiasts in North America and Europe occasionally find Japanese grapes in high-end groceries. Online specialty retailers sometimes offer limited shipments for those seeking this elevated fruit experience. A boutique online store in Singapore may coordinate directly with a Japanese vineyard to import a small batch of Muscat of Alexandria grapes. Despite the higher price, the limited quantity sells out quickly due to social media buzz and word of mouth among connoisseurs eager to taste something so exclusive. Behind the glamour is a concern for sustainability. Farming intensively on limited land raises questions about pesticide use, water consumption, and soil health. Many Japanese vineyards employ integrated pest management and drip irrigation to reduce chemical runoff and preserve resources. Composting organic waste, like pruned branches and leaves, enhances soil fertility. Progressive farms experiment with minimal or organic sprays, biodiversity-friendly practices, and alternative energy solutions in greenhouses. The challenge is sustaining these premium yields and quality without depleting nature, a delicate balance requiring continuous innovation. A vineyard in Yamanashi might implement solar panels on the trellis rooftops to offset energy costs. They also switch from conventional chemical pesticides to a blend of natural predators, like certain beneficial insects, and organic fungicides. By educating their workforce on early detection of pests, they reduce the need for broad-spectrum sprays, thus protecting the environment and their vineyards' long-term viability. Agricultural research institutes in Japan collaborate with universities and private breeders, constantly developing new grape strains or refining existing ones. Targets include disease resistance, larger berry size, unique color, and extended shelf life. Crossbreeding known cultivars can yield interesting results, like crossing Kyoho for large size with other sweet Muscat lines. Taste panels test sugar content, acidity, aroma, and texture. Successful prototypes undergo small-scale field trials, eventually commercialized if consumer acceptance is high. With each new variety, Japanese farmers push the boundaries of what premium grapes can be. A joint research project between a Tokyo university and a local vineyard might experiment with grafting techniques, hoping to create a vine that combines the robust sweetness of one strain with the crisp skin of another. Over multiple growing seasons, they test flavor, appearance, and shipping durability. If the new variety impresses taste testers, it becomes the next highly anticipated offering in specialty fruit shops. Fruit tourism is a notable aspect of Japan's agricultural economy. Many vineyards open their gates to visitors, offering pick-your-own experiences or guided tours explaining cultivation methods. Tourists can witness the precise bagging processes or sample just-picked grapes. This direct connection fosters appreciation for the painstaking work behind each cluster. Some farms run educational programs on pruning or pest control, encouraging the next generation's interest in horticulture. Others integrate restaurants or cafes, serving local wine or pastries featuring fresh grapes. This agritourism synergy benefits the farm's revenue and rural development. A family from Tokyo might drive out to a countryside vineyard that offers a grape picking package. They pay a small entrance fee, receive a pair of pruning shears and a basket, then roam the vine rows, tasting berries along the way. After picking their fill, they might enjoy a slice of grape tart at the vineyard's cafe. The children leave not only with a bag of fresh fruit, but also with memories of learning how to carefully twist and remove grape clusters without damaging the vine. Climate change introduces new pressures, rising temperatures, unpredictable rainfall, and potential pest influxes. Farmers must adapt, using shade nets or reflective mulches to combat heat stress. Shifts in phenology may demand revising planting or harvesting windows. Collaboration with meteorological services helps orchard managers prepare for extreme weather events like typhoons or sudden cold snaps. Advanced sensors and greenhouse tunnels can buffer these extremes, but come with higher investment costs. Farms that master resilience while retaining quality remain at the forefront, ensuring Japan's premium grape future. A vineyard in Nagano might install a system of retractable overhead screens that can be deployed if a typhoon approaches. These screens not only shield vines from wind damage, but also help reduce waterlogging from excessive rain. Coupled with a robust drainage system, this protective infrastructure can mean the difference between a healthy crop and a total loss during severe weather. As global competition in the premium fruit sector intensifies, led by other countries also striving to produce high-end grapes, Japanese farmers rely on consistent branding, storytelling, and unwavering quality to stand apart. The local consumer market remains loyal to domestic produce, especially for gift giving. However, younger generations may be more price sensitive, prompting some growers to explore mid-tier product lines. Long-term, the uniqueness of Japan's grape cultivation methods, intensive thinning, bagging, perfectionism should sustain a niche for those seeking the ultimate fruit experience. Exports may slowly grow with tech improvements in cold chain logistics. Ultimately, this refined style of orchard care shows no sign of fading from Japan's horticultural landscape. At an international food expo, Japanese grape growers showcase their methods alongside other premium fruit producers from places like Chile or Australia. While these other producers also aim for high quality, visitors often remark on the painstaking bagging and hand-thinning techniques practiced in Japan, highlighting the craft that justifies the higher price point. This reputation for meticulous care helps maintain Japan's competitive edge. Japanese grape production highlights several universal lessons for premium fruit farming: quality over quantity, reducing harvest volume to concentrate flavor can command top dollar. Attention to detail, from bagging to trimming, consistent hands-on work fosters impeccable results. Branding and presentation, attractive packaging, and a compelling story elevate perceived value. Sustainable practices, minimizing chemical use and resource inputs is both a moral duty and a marketing point for conscientious consumers. Around the world, producers of luxury crops, be it grapes, strawberries, or melons, often mirror these principles, albeit with cultural variations. A Californian boutique farm interested in upping their grape game might adopt some of Japan's methods, like thinning clusters to boost sugar levels and introducing a bagging system for aesthetics. They could also develop an online branding campaign that tells the story of their vineyard's heritage and attention to detail, thus elevating their produce to a premium category. Japanese farmers devote immense time and skill to growing grapes that command extravagant prices for a reason. Every cluster epitomizes beauty, sweetness, and a deeply rooted tradition of excellence. Whether you snack on a single glistening berry or share a gift box with fans, each bite reflects the patience, precision, and pride behind the vineyard gates. If you found this exploration insightful, consider subscribing for more deep dives into how everyday and extraordinary foods are produced. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If given the chance, would you splurge on these ultra premium grapes? Remember, the next time you see a perfectly shaped, impossibly sweet bunch of grapes, it's the culmination of a careful dance between nature's bounty and tireless human dedication.